you. A developing story. We are in the middle of a major week in D.C. A beautiful look at the Capitol right there. This election is now just 5 weeks away from today, and the FBI is in the middle of the most anticipated background check in U.S. history with Supreme Court Judge nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Now, our Cox Washington reporter Dory Scheimer joins us live just blocks away. We can see the Capitol behind you, Dory. So where is the FBI right now in their investigation? Because the president wants them to wrap this thing up by Friday.
Yeah, not just the president, but also Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He's pledging that the Senate will take a vote on Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation by the end of the week, which means the one thing we know about this FBI investigation is it's going to be short. The FBI has reportedly already interviewed 4 witnesses that they had been initially told to interview. But now that probe is expanding to some other witnesses as the White House got pushback for limiting the scope of the investigation. We don't know who those other witnesses are, whether they'll investigate other assault allegations against Kavanaugh, or whether they're going to be talking to Kavanaugh's classmates from high school and in college who have spoken out, painting 2 very different pictures of Kavanaugh in his younger years. Classmates who have said that he was a very heavy drinker in college and in high school, and those who have come to his defense saying that he couldn't possibly have done the things that people are accusing him of doing. The end of the week, though, that's what we're looking at for the Senate to take action. They've already missed the first benchmark, which was to get Kavanaugh on the bench by yesterday when the Supreme Court started their October term. So now the race is really on to get him on the bench.
So, Dory, I was just watching CNN last night. They were talking about he may have been involved in a bar fight back in 1985, throwing ice or beer. Someone did who he was with. You know, there's all these things are starting to come out, but of course, we'll be watching to see what happens there. As we mentioned just moments ago, we're exactly 5 weeks away until Election Day, a huge election. President Trump was out on the campaign trail last night. They were talking about it on the news this morning, and we saw his endorsement completely shift votes here in Georgia, the GOP primary back in August. Do you expect his endorsement to carry the same weight in other races going on across the country?
Yeah, well, what was interesting in Georgia was that was a really tough Republican primary where the president, you know, was talking about one Republican versus another. And in that case, he definitely pushed the candidate over the edge. Where it gets harder for him is in these general election races with a Republican against a Democrat. But he's on the road all week. Last night in Tennessee, campaigning for the Republican Marsha Blackburn, who is tied in the polls with Democrat Phil Bredesen. He's going to places, though, just like Tennessee, where he thinks that his influence, his appearance in the state, can push the Republican candidate over the edge. We don't expect to see him in places where the race is tight, where his popularity isn't as high, and where his appearance may actually hurt the Republican candidate. In Georgia, it's interesting because I'm still watching to see who the big names are that are going to make trips down to Atlanta. In the mayor's race, President Obama has endorsed Stacey Abrams, but we have not gotten word yet on if he's going to come down to Georgia. He also endorsed Lucy McBath, running in Georgia's 6th district against Karen Handel. So I am pressing President Obama's office and President Trump's office to see which one of those 2, and maybe both, are going to be coming down to Georgia. Yeah,
we saw Vice President Mike Pence come here for Brian Kemp, so it definitely will be interesting to see how everything plays out there. Dory, thank you so much, as always, for your amazing expertise. Once again, a live look at the Capitol, where the Brett Kavanaugh investigation is unfolding right now. It is ongoing, and we'll have any new updates for you right here on Channel 2 Action News, our streaming show, as well as on Channel 2 Action News at noon.